Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mike back here with you once again. And today, I am bringing to you the results and my recap for both Impact Wrestling Sacrifice and AEW Revolution. So let's get it on. We'll start with Impact Wrestling. So, first match on the pre-show, we had Lady Frost versus Janelle Shaw. Shaw was making her pay-per-view debut. I believe she's had a couple matches on Impact. No, actually, I think this was her first match. I think she's had some matches on before the Impact, which is kind of Impact's overall pre-show. But I don't think she has had any Impact main roster matches. So, I think this is her first match. Lady Frost, of course, hasn't been in the company for too long, but I will say both these two had some great chemistry together. Lots of quickness from Lady Frost, including a cartwheel over the steel steps on the outside, which was pretty dang cool. Frost hits her finisher, 1, 2, 3, winner, Lady Frost, which, I'll give this match a thumbs up. Was it perfect? No, but was it fun? Absolutely. It does seem like this feud is going to continue, which I'm alright with. And hopefully it builds to something new. So give it a thumbs up. Next up, tag team match playa. We have Rich Swann and Willie Mack taking on the OGK, representing Honor No More, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. And boy, oh boy, did these two teams throw everything at each other. Lots of counters, lots of finishers kicking out, lots of last-minute saves. End of the match came with I believe it was a combo move by Mack and Swann for the 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Willie Mack and Rich Swann. This gets another big old thumbs up from me. An almost perfect match. There was some lows, but nothing terrible. So, thumbs up. I was really surprised to see Swann and Mack get the win here, considering the momentum Honor No More has. But we'll see what happens. I was hoping OGK would challenge for the tag titles soon, but we'll see about that. Alright, first match on the main card. We have the X Division title match, as Trey Miguel takes on challenger Jake Something. Now, Jake won a four-way at No Surrender, which was absolutely awesome. It included Mike Bailey. Who else was in that match? God, why can't I remember? I believe Laredo Kid was in there. And Jake came out with the win. Jake Something with a lot of power moves. Trey Miguel outsped him. Hit his finisher, 1, 2, 3, your winner, and still X Division champion, Trey Miguel. And also on a bit of a sad note, this could be Jake Something's last match as under Impact, as his contract has expired. I don't know if we'll see him elsewhere. Maybe we will. Who knows? But, yeah, that was a hell of an outing, and I hope more eyes were on this match, because he killed it. Both these two did. Another thumbs up match. Next match, we have a one-on-one, although there were some on the outside, as Eddie Edwards' Honor No More, the leader of Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, takes on Rhino. Rhino definitely had the advantage early on. The members of Honor No More around ringside got involved, minus PCO because he had a big old monster mash match coming later. And then the Impact guys, Willie Mack, Rich Swann, and Chris Sabin, were on the outside for Rhino. So it does seem like they're continuing this stable versus stable war, which I'm definitely for. I will say this, though. I was not surprised by the finish, as it looked like Rhino was ready with the gore. Out comes Steve Macklin. Looked like he was going to take out Honor No More. Kendo stick to the head of Rhino. Eddie Edwards hits the Boston Knee Party for the 1, 2, 3. Now, it has been revealed that Macklin isn't an Honor No More member, but he's looking out for himself. So I do believe we're going to get to see Rhino versus Macklin down the line, which, yay. I'm definitely for a match like that. Overall, just kind of an alright match. Like, it wasn't bad per se, but the interference kind of brought it down a little bit, so say thumb right about here. Next match, we have the Knockouts Tag Team title match as Cassie Lee and Jessa McKay, the Inspiration, defend their titles against the Influence, Madison Rayne and Tenille Dashwood. Now, Rayne and Dashwood, before this match, told their, well, let's call him what he is, stooge, Caleb with a K, to stay in the back and to let them handle business, which ultimately he did. I think this was the Inspiration's best match on Impact, and considering this match was delayed a long time, considering some COVID protocol stuff, and I believe one of the Inspiration got hurt or something. So, it was definitely good to see this match. I wouldn't say a great match, but I will say the storytelling was interesting, because Caleb with a K then does come out to ringside. He looks at the Women Knockouts Tag Team titles. Looks like he tried to throw it into the Inspiration. Influence get it, hit him with it. 1, 2, 3. Winners and new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, the Influence. I think this was a long time coming for the Influence. Like, I do like Madison Rayne. I like Tenille Dashwood. And Tenille has needed a title run at some point. So I do like this. I do think it's interesting. And we'll see where the Caleb stuff goes, because that's going to be interesting. So, again, another kind of thumbs in the middle. It wasn't a great technical match, but storytelling, I think they nailed it here. Next up, a Monster Mash match. Now, it isn't a match type, that's what I call it, because we got two big old beefy dudes as PCO takes on Jonah. Now, these boys brought it to each other. Like, you have PCO doing dives and moonsaults and stuff, and it's just, At some points, Jonah was going to go for his tsunami finisher, but PCO then rolled out of the way, which is great bit of storytelling. End of the match came with was it a Samoan drop or was it like a World's Strongest Slam? Some kind of move like that. Jonah got PCO into position, hit the tsunami top rope splash. 1, 2, 3. And your winner, Jonah. This was a great, horse battle. It wasn't that technical, but it really didn't need to be because these two mammoths just hit each other as hard as they could. So I'm going to give this a thumbs up. A great match. And now I think this next match is going to be match of the night, maybe match of the weekend. As Jay White takes on his former teacher, Alex Shelley. Now, Shelley has been, kind of off doing his own thing. He was in MLW for a little bit. He also was I believe he's still a nurse, so he's working with, the whole COVID situation. So he hasn't been tagging with Chris Sabin lately, which, I think that's fine. This was a great technical match. Counter for counter for almost every move. Match end with Shelley almost hitting his finisher, but Jay White countering it into his own finisher for the 1, 2, 3. And even if you're not a fan of Impact, I implore you, go look out for this match. This was a great match. Big old thumbs up from me. Next up, the Champ Open Challenge, as Deonna Purrazzo puts, either the Ring of Honor or the AAA Women's Championships on the line against a mystery opponent. And the opponent is Chelsea Green, which, I wouldn't say let down because I like Chelsea Green. I was kind of hoping for someone a little more. Maybe we'll get that at Rebellion. But, this started out fine as a technical match. There was definitely a scary spot where I could see Chelsea Green hurt her wrist again, which apparently, spoiler alert, she did re-injure her wrist. I hope you get well soon, Chelsea. And then Purrazzo continued to attack that, including her submission finish for the win. And then post-match, match, kind of okay. Nothing really to write home about, but I do feel like it was still good because it led into the next match. Post-match, Purrazzo's beaten down Chelsea Green, and Chelsea has been interacting with Mickie James for a little bit now. And so during this beatdown, Mickie James comes out, runs off Purrazzo. Then we go right into the match with Tasha Steelz, who won a number 1 contenders match against Green, who wanted to go it alone when Mickie James offered to be in her corner, which, I smell a heel turn coming for Green. Like, I don't know why, but I got this weird feeling. Like, I'm drawing a comparison to, Trish Stratus, Mickie James storyline from, I want to say that was like 2002, maybe a little after that, where Mickie James was a little stalkerish to Trish. So that's kind of the vibes I'm getting from this story. Anyway, Tasha Steelz, Mickie James. A lot of interference from Savannah Evans. Although at one point, Mickie did hit the Mick kick on Evans, that was impressive. During that distraction, Tasha Steelz tries a roll up, 1, 2, kick out. Then Tasha hits her finish. 1, 2, 3. Winner and new Knockouts champion, Tasha Steelz. Now, I do feel like we're going to get a run back on this match because, Mickie James' head wasn't in it because of Chelsea Green. I don't know how Perazo's going to fit into this because I feel like she's due to get that title back. Become the champ, which, I feel like would be fun. Overall, not a bad match. The storytelling was okay. So I'm going to give it slightly up. It not all the way, but I still had fun with it. Next match, I think, is one of the most fun, underrated matches of the night. We had Violent by Design challenging for the Good Brothers for their Impact Tag Team titles. Now, Violent by Design and the Good Brothers had a working relationship to counter the Bullet Club. Then Jay White threw Tama Tonga and Tamaloa out while bringing back the Good Brothers. Carl Anderson's an OG. Gallows wasn't long after that, especially getting released first time by WWE under the Festus name. Yes, I remember Festus. I oddly liked that character. Anyway, lots of... Oh, and the Violent by Design group, it was Eric Young and Joe Doring, which usually if Diener was in there, he'd be lost. So I was very surprised when... I will say, another big Monster Mash match I wouldn't hate seeing again. Give me Doring versus Gallows. Just one-on-one, just smashing into each other. Anderson and Eric Young had some good spots together. End of the day, Eric Young and Joe Doring hit their tag finish. 1, 2, 3 winners and new tag team champions. Violent by Design. GPD getting the belts back. I'm oddly happy with that. Like, I think they deserve a shot, and we'll see what happens with the whole Good Brothers versus Briscoe Brothers down the line WrestleMania weekend. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, match gets a thumbs up. Main event time, as we have the Impact World Champion Moose defending against Heath Slater, which is a name I never thought would get it to challenge for a world title. But here we are, 2022. Heath Slater's getting a world title shot, which is honestly crazy to me. Early on, Moose did dominate, but Heath did come back after a little bit. Moose trying to hit every finisher he can, with Heath either ducking out of the way or just countering. Heath looked good in this match. I'm not gonna lie. I do think he has pushed his way up the card like I hope he would. Match ends after a big old spear that I think Heath lost his shoes on for the 1, 2, 3 winner, still Impact World Champion, Moose. I'll give this match a big old thumbs up. It was a lot of fun. They let Heath do a lot more than I thought he would do. But then out comes a big old surprise as the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, comes out, decks Moose, stands over him with a microphone, basically says, "I'm back, I have a new contract," in which, prior to this, his contract is expired, and so did his working visa. So I'm definitely glad they got that wrapped up and Josh is back. Not only that, we have our main event scheduled for Rebellion, and that will be Josh Alexander challenging Moose for the world title. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait for that. That is going to be a hell of a good match. So, overall, Sacrifice gets a big old thumbs up from me. A lot of fun. A lot of good matches to go back and rewatch if you're a wrestling fan. Alright, next up, we got Revolution AEW style. Now, this match took place on Sunday, in which Sacrifice took place on Saturday, which, you know, I'm glad we have days like this, weekends like this, full of wrestling. That's great. I love this. So, we have 3 pre-show matches, which, yeah, that's 12 in total. So, it was a bit of a long night, so I'm sorry if my memory's a little fuzzy from these. So, first match on the pre-show card, we had legit Layla Hirsch taking on Chris Statlander. These two have mainly been feuding on Dark, although I remember Statlander having a match on Dynamite and Hirsch interrupting. So, you know, they're doing some decent storytelling with these two. I also remember in a promo where Statlander basically said, "Oh, you're not loved because you're an orphan, Layla Hirsch, blah, blah, blah," which was really dark from Statlander, which, you know, myself and others thought she'd be turning heel. Turns out, no. Layla Hirsch, Statlander came out on her own, so no best friends, which was very interesting. Match was very quick paced, a lot of good stuff, a lot of decent back and forth. Match ends with Layla Hirsch on the outside with an extra ring strut, which connects the ring post to the ring rope. You know, the thing you see in the corner with the pad on it. And hit Statlander with it. And got her in a submission. And, yeah, good match. I do like the storytelling. I do hope that this is kind of the end for these two. And, although we do have a number 1 contenders match coming on this Wednesday's Dynamite. I'll talk about that a little bit later. So, yeah, thumbs up match for me. Next match was more of a competitive match than I thought, but still really good, as QT Marshall went against Hook. Now, if you don't know who Hook is Taz's son. Apparently, QT helped train Hook, which is, you know, believable. I dig that. Overall, very quick match. Each guy got their own little bit of offense. And yeah, Hook by submission, like Hook matches usually go. Although they did give him a little bit more time, which is always good. Hopefully we get to see something a little bit more significant with Hook. Although I do understand why. So, thumbs up for me for this match. A little bit of an early match of the night match for me, as we have a trios match, meaning 6-on-6, as we have the House of Black, which is Malachi Black, Brody King, and their newest recruit, Buddy Matthews, the former Buddy Murphy, as they took on Pac and Penta Oscuro from Death Triangle. And they brought in a little muscle to replace the injured Rey Fenix. And it's Eric Redbeard, the former Eric Rowan. Now, I do not believe this is a new signing by AEW. I think this is another one-off, like what he did in the Brody King Memorial Show. Rest in peace, Brody. Brody Lee Memorial Show, the former Luke Harper. Match was interesting. Little guys got their stuff in. What I was really excited to see was the Hoss battle between King and Redbeard, which, that was something. Red finish of the match came with Redbeard having a goozle, for lack of a better word, on Black and I believe Matthews, when Black spit his mist into the eyes of Redbeard. House of Black hit all their finishers on him. 1, 2, 3. House always wins. House of Black. This was a lot of fun. Big old fun match. I do hope they do this match again sometime down the road when Rey Fenix is healthy. Now, first match on the main card, which was a crazy good opener. We had Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. Jericho has pretty much been saying the reason Eddie came over because he's jealous of Jericho. He doesn't see himself as a success, etc., etc. And Eddie Kingston has kind of been slowly plucking away at the inner circle, which I am surprised we didn't see tonight. I'm surprised we didn't see Santana and Ortiz come down and do something against Jericho. Although, I guess it's fine. You know, had a nice heads-up match. Very hard-hitting from both guys. Lots of counters to finishers. Until we got to Eddie hitting Jericho with a couple of spinning back fists. And then a weird submission that I don't think I've ever seen Eddie pull off, which was like a head crank and then kind of twisting the arm in a weird way. And yeah, Eddie won by submission. I really enjoyed this match. I'm interested on seeing where this goes, because, I mean, what are you going to do now with Eddie? Or Jericho, for that matter. But I'm interested to see where we go in the future with this. Next up, another really good match out there is we have the three-way tag team match for the AEW tag team titles, as Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus defend against Red Dragon, that's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, and the Young Bucks. Now, the Bucks and Red Dragon had kind of a working relationship, considering they all work with Adam Cole, baby. And there were a couple of battle royals the last few weeks running into this show. Red Dragon won the first one, last eliminating the Bucks, which is interesting. And then the Bucks won the last one, last eliminating Top Flight, who made their glorious comeback, which was awesome. Match starts out with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks working together to work over the champs, who would then, you know, the legal man would then try to capitalize. The other side would break it up and be like, oh, what are you doing? We had a plan to first eliminate Jurassic Express so then we can go at it. Which is, you know, interesting thinking, but also kind of dumb. Because if you're in the ring and you have a guy just laying there, why not go for a pinfall? Eventually, things do break down between Red Dragon and the Bucks, and they start really going at it. Super kicks all around, big old suplex. There was a try on Luchasaurus of the high-low by Red Dragon. That got countered into a double choke slam, and then Jurassic Express hit their, I don't even know what to call their finisher, but their finisher is wild. I say please go look it up. It is actually one of my favorite finishers maybe ever. I think it rivals the 3D. And then pinfall for the win. Winners and still new champions. Jurassic Express. Big old thumbs up. I hope we get something a little bit more interesting down the line with Jurassic Express as champions. But yeah, overall, hell of a match. Next up, we have the Face of the Revolution ladder match, in which we had Wardlow, MJF's bodyguard, Keith Lee, the new face, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks of Team Taz, and Christian Cage. And boy, oh boy, was this a war. At one point, we saw Wardlow and Keith Lee literally holding up the ladder long ways, like horizontally, and then Orange Cassidy on top trying to grab the brass ring. He then falls down onto the ladder, onto his boys. Lots of interesting ladder spots, including triple ladder, which, you have 3 ladders in a row, in which everybody was on top, reaching for it. Then everyone kind of falls off. Finish came with Wardlow and Ricky Starks on top of the ladder, and Ricky Starks took a nasty-looking powerbomb onto a ladder that was jammed into the ladder that was up. So that looks like it hurt. I hope Ricky Starks is all right. Winner and Face of the Revolution, Wardlow, which I'm kind of glad he did that. He is also getting a future TNT title shot, which, that should be fun. So give her a big thumbs up. A lot of fun, a lot of great spots, and excited to see where these rivalries go. Next is less of a match and more of an announcement, as it is announced Isaiah Swerve Scott has signed with All Elite Wrestling. And, I'm all there. He's a great signing. And hopefully he doesn't get lost in the shuffle like, Jay Lethal and them. So, I'm all about that. Next up, we have a surprisingly good match. I think Jade Cargill's best match as she defends her TBS title against Ty Conti. And boy, oh boy, did these two go at each other. Lots of counters to finishers, lots of near falls. Finish came with Jade Cargill countering out of a top rope move by Ty Conti. And she had her finisher Jaded, aka the Glam Slam, onto Ty Conti for the win. Easily Jade Cargill's best match. She's improving all the time. I can't wait to see her next match. Who her next challenger is going to be. So, big old thumbs up from me. I'm going to say this. Easily match of the night. We have CM Punk and MJF in a dog collar match. Now, if you don't know a dog collar match, pretty much attached at the neck by a collar and a chain. You can use that as a weapon. And, pretty much no DQ. In an interesting bit of details. First, we kind of have Kota personality going, which leads into MJF's theme song, which, a great bit of storytelling as back when the Punk rumor first kind of got started. it was a lot of people thinking, oh, it's just going to be MJF coming out to Punk's theme. It's going to be a troll job. This is great attention to detail. Punk comes out next. Now, at first, I thought he got some new music, in which I thought, okay, cool. I will kind of miss Cult of Personality. But instead, when I saw Punk come out, he was in, like, those shorts, a kind of, I don't know, trainer jacket, I guess you could call it. And he looked like how he did in Ring of Honor in, like, 2002, which was really cool, which, made me think, oh, this is probably his music from Ring of Honor. Please don't kill me in the comments. I didn't really watch Ring of Honor back then. I may have to go back and watch that. Dang, this was a brutal match. I loved every second of it. Lots of chain work. Punk and MJF wrapping the chain around their hands and clocking each other with them. And lots of MJF trying to run at first, but then he gets pulled back in the ring. After that, MJF brought in the thumbtacks, in which they had the almost falling into him spot, which I always think is hilarious. Punk then hit the go to sleep on MJF into the thumbtacks, in which a little bit afterwards, Max has Punk down. Then Max calling for Wardlow, who is technically his employee, because in storyline, AEW didn't sign him. He's MJF's personal bodyguard. And MJF wanted his Dynamite Diamond ring, in which he was a 3-time holder of. And, you see Wardlow checking his pockets, looking around, basically shrugging his shoulders, said, can't find it. And Punk wakes up, hits him with a move, both guys are down. Wardlow's then like, oh, it's actually right here. Leaves it for Punk. Punk goes over to it, like gushing blood, puts the ring on, picks MJF up, flips him the double bird, right into the face, right into the tacks too, I think. And then a pin, 1, 2, 3, your winner after a gosh dang war, CM Punk. That was maybe one of my favorite matches of the year. Maybe favorite match of the weekend, easily. Great storytelling, a great old face turn for Wardlow. I cannot wait to see where this goes. Next match, kind of a bit of a downer, but it was still a decent bout, as we had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defend her AEW Women's title against Thunder Rosa. Women's title got a redesign, which I thought it looks a whole lot better now. Like, if you haven't seen the pictures of it, go find it. It's a great looking title. I don't know what it was about this match, but it felt really, really slow and kind of uninteresting. Not saying it's bad. There was definitely some good spots. But then you had, whenever Britt Baker would be in jeopardy, up pops Rebel, and then I'm starting to get bored with the Britt Baker title run. Like, she definitely elevates the title, but this is slowly turning into Jinder Mahal's WWE title run, in which he, comes in, wrestles for a little bit, the Singh brothers interfere, and then Jinder hits its finisher and wins. Which, honestly, and I'm getting kind of bored of this. I do know that Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch are having a number one contenders match this Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, there's going to be a women's title match. And it's going to be in San Antonio, which is Thunder Rosa's hometown. So, I do kind of understand the plan here. The match itself wasn't great, though. Like, I'll give it kind of a here. When they were allowed to wrestle one-on-one, I thought they did a great job. But the interference stuff is just so played out and boring to me. Like, let's do something else. Let's shake it up a little bit. Next match definitely got me back into the show, and the show kind of back on track. It's Jon Moxley took on Bryan Danielson. Now, this match was to be a stepping point for the Moxley-Danielson eventual team, and then maybe stable, which is interesting, in which Mox said, "Oh, I don't team with guys I don't bleed with first." And so they threw some bombs in this match. Like, I don't think Danielson even went for a submission, which is crazy to think about. Match ended a little abruptly for my taste, with a bit of a roll-up by Mox, and then you can clearly see Danielson's shoulder up. Overall, not their best match. I do hope we get to see some better matches in the future. Post-match, they're still trying to beat the crap out of each other. Out comes William Regal, who has a hand at training both these guys. And he basically comes in, slaps the taste out of both their mouths, basically says, "Hey, get along." Pretty much becoming, the Miyagi to the Danielsons of these two. So overall, match wasn't great, but I thought the angle was fantastic. So we are definitely going to get these Mox-Danielson team, and then we'll see what happens with, maybe some others down the line. Next up, a big old car crash match, as we have a trios tornado tag team, meaning no tags needed, and everyone's out there doing stuff. So we have Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, the TNT champion, and Sting taking on the Andrade Hardy family office, which is Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy. And they went all out in this match. And it did not stay in the ring for long, which I am okay with. As we had Sammy Guevara do a Spanish fly off of the stage through a couple tables on the ramp to Isaiah Cassidy. Eventually, Mark Quinn and the Butcher and the Blade come out to help in the beatdown, considering I guess it's no DQ? I'm not sure. We had tables, we had trash cans, all kinds of good stuff. And in like, it's not even the entranceway, it's like a sideway for the arena. You had a bunch of tables set up. Darby Allin looks like he's going to go through. Instead, he moves, and Andrade's set up on it, and Sting dives from the railing up here down to here. Sting, you madman. And then Matt Hardy and Darby Allin make their way back to the ring. Darby Allin hits a couple of corner moves, gets up for the coffin drop, completely whiffs on the coffin drop. Like, his hair may have gotten him, but he did not get him flush. Although, and then apparently that's enough for the win. Match was good and crazy. I like that. Finish, it could have been better. Overall, good match. I had a lot of fun with it. And now, our main event of the evening, as we got the World Heavyweight title on the line, as Hangman Adam Page takes on Adam Cole, baby. Man, this was a great bout. Like, even though the build for it wasn't that great, I think the match itself really... I think it had it all. You had Cole trying his best to hit anything he could on Hangman. Hangman counters. At one point, Hangman takes off his belt. His actual belt, not his title belt. Wraps it around Hangman's arm, in which, Cole and Redragon had Hangman taped up on the ring ropes on the Go Home Dynamite. And just laid right into him. Super kick, clothesline, chops. Cole eventually gets out. Hits him with the boom, I think it's called. Which is his big knee to the back of the head move. Although he did not take down his knee pad, which is an interesting detail. In which Page kicked out of that. Cole tried to go for it a couple of more times, and Page missed. Eventually, Redragon did come down. Took the timekeeper's table to ringside, in which Cole was looking to put Page through it. Page hits a big old dead eye through it, which was insane. And Page gets him back into the ring, pulls down his knee pad, hits him with the boom, sets up for the buckshot. Buckshot lariat. 1, 2, 3. Winner and still AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page. Boy, oh boy, that bout was excellent. I do hope we see more out of Page like this. They're definitely trying to build Page up as a as a top guy, and I feel like they're doing a great job here. Give this match a thumbs up. Overall, match gets a thumbs up, top to bottom. Great show. Can't wait to see more out of AEW. I do believe we have Battle of the Belts coming, and then we also have the Owen Hart Memorial, the Owen Hart tournament, which I can't wait to see. Next thing I'm gonna do, I hope you guys enjoyed my recap. Hope you come back for, I believe next is the Crockett Cup for the NWA. I'm gonna have a whole lot of fun with that. And then we have, not Final Battle, what is it? Super Card of Honor for ROH, which is now under the AEW banner, which is super odd to me. Never saw that coming. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you guys thought about the show. About either show, actually. And let me know, what are you looking forward to the most coming up in the world of wrestling? Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Peace.